Hi, it has been a while since I have sat down in front of this light and filmed a video, like a proper sit down video. I can't wait to get back into doing these sorts of videos and be journaling again and being able to share it with you. I've obviously been journaling to myself, if that makes sense. I've shared drips and drabs of that over on Instagram, but I haven't shared properly on my YouTube channel yet, but that is going to change very soon. To begin with though, I want to go through my journal. This has been the journal, which is kind of a planner as well, but I call it my journal, that I have used for the last 2 or 3 months. Coming up 3 months, I think. A little bit of context before I get started with going through this. If you're new to my channel and haven't come across me before, I was very much in the planner community from 2014 until about 2021, 22. I was in very deep. I have still got a lot of my planner collection, but I did get rid of quite a few of them. I sold them on because I just don't have the space and I'm not going to use them anymore. So I wanted them to go to someone who was going to appreciate them. But like I said, I still have some of them here. I've still got like a whole shelf of planners, which is still quite excessive. In December 2021, I was diagnosed with ADHD, and then at the start of 2022, I got into a very bad relationship. 2022 was a lot for me. And I'd kind of just stopped doing a lot of my things that I did online. I wasn't in a very happy place. I wasn't in a good mental headspace. So I was kind of forced to stop doing anything to do with Migraine Cow. I got out of the relationship at the end of 2022. I went through therapy at the start of 2023, and I still had a lot of 2023 offline. I wasn't working, I was living off savings, and it was very much just a me year. And then 2024, I feel like I'm getting my ducks in a line a bit better. Throughout all of this, I'd stopped using an actual planner because it was too overwhelming. I didn't know what was happening in my life. And I just went with using notepads. So I just had to-do list pads, and that's all I used to keep track of anything that I need to keep track of. But a lot of the time it was wake up each day and go, do I have the mental capacity to do anything today? If it was yes, I'd try and get some things done. If it was no, then I didn't pressure myself because I was very close to having a little spiral again. So at the end of summer though, I really wanted to get back into some sort of journal. Traveler's notebooks are my go-to for journaling. This is how I would journal. This is my type of journaling. I have lots of standard TN size inserts because that's my go-to when it comes to doing my creative journaling. Alongside that, however, I used some personal size TNs to do some journaling challenges. So these were my journaling challenges from ages ago. I did an autumnal one, and then I did a Christmas one as well, which I never actually finished that one, I don't think. I can't actually remember what year this was. That is when things started to go a bit downhill, the start of 2022. So that kind of speaks volumes to me. So I've used this size before for creative journaling. Originally I was going to go with using this one, which is a Nyadori. The leather is so pretty. This one is a personal size, but it's kind of made for bulk. So if you have more inserts, it bulks up really nicely. I wanted to find something that was a little bit thinner, so you can kind of see the difference there. It still fits the inserts, but it means that when you fill it with inserts, this kind of bulks up better. So it can get quite chunky. It kind of like squishes that way, if that makes sense. I didn't like how it pinched in here when it's empty, but I have a feeling this is what I'm going to end up putting my finished journaling inserts, because I have creative journaling insert in here, and obviously when they get full I'm going to want to move them somewhere, and I think this might be the TN that will house my personal size journaling inserts. But yeah, that was my decision for getting this one. I did ask on my Instagram, I was like, what is everyone using? Because I feel so out of the loop. I still do to some extent, like just journaling in the stationery community and stuff. I feel really out of the loop. I'm getting there gradually, and I'm kind of like finding new accounts to follow and stuff, but I just feel really lost. I ended up getting this journal from Aliexpress. I don't always like promoting Aliexpress because obviously the products are really cheap and the quality doesn't always add up. And where I can, I do try to support small businesses. I think it is so important to just shop small, but obviously this year I've still been on that road of not consistently working. So the bottom line with that is I can't afford to shop small properly anyway. So I ended up going with this one. It's personal size, it's got the stitching around the edge, which I really like. It has the elastic around the middle, which also has this little band on it, which is really nice. You can have it so it sits on the front, but I've moved it so it sits around the side here and holds my pen. It has the little pen loop, which my pen doesn't properly fit in it, so it hooks on the side, and then the little band sits over it and kind of hugs it to the journal. I went for the brown colour. I can't remember if this was the dark brown or the light brown. I think it was the lighter brown. Either way, I will leave a link below to it, and the colour that I ended up getting. I also bought a green one for Josh and gave it to him as a little present, and that was really pretty as well. The colour of that was really, really nice. Inside the journal there is this little setup. It's a little bit different to usual. You've got a little photo section here. There's then a big pocket here, and then there's kind of a little pocket there. It's not really a pocket, it's just a slit, and then these have the stitching and stuff on them as well, which is really nice. And then at the back you kind of got the same. There's like a big pocket, and then you've got a little slit there, and then you have two pockets here. The only real design quality finish issue, it's not really an issue for me, is that the lining was poking out the top of this, so I've got a little black line there. But it really doesn't affect the usage of the pocket. It's just got a little black line, and that's it. The elastic around the middle is definitely on its way out. It's breaking. Don't know if you can tell, but it's like, it's on its way out. It's gonna ping any day. But that's not a big issue for me because I'm kind of looking forward to changing the colour of the elastic. Just a little pop of colour going around it. The pen loop on Josh's is going a bit weak as well, so that one we might have to find a way to replace it. I'm not sure, but they were cheap, you know. They're not, I wasn't expecting some crazy amazing quality thing. It's just something that I can start fresh and kind of have that little buzz of something new that didn't cost me too much. The inserts I got from the same seller. They were selling inserts, so they're not stitched, they are just stapled. That does mean that if you bulk them up they may fall apart, like the pages might start coming out, but I've had that happen before, and all I end up doing is just either stitching it myself, or I put a string around it. I tie a little string just to help keep pages together. So I have a lined insert for my to-dos, and at the front of this it's literally just a running to-do list. I just have list after list of stuff I need to do. I've been using a new sort of technique on to-dos. It's kind of a method that I've come up with for myself because since being diagnosed with ADHD I've realised I have to go about things quite differently. I'm sure many people can relate to this, but when I'm overwhelmed in my head I will brain dump everything that I need to do that is in my brain that I'm trying not to forget. I'll brain dump it, and so then I'll have a giant list of all the stuff I need to do, and then I'll go to do it and I'll look at the list and then get overwhelmed again because there's an entire list of stuff and I have no idea what to start with. I'll pick one and think, okay, let's try and focus on this and see if we can get this done, and then I'll see another one and go, hang on a minute, I should probably get that done first because that's more important. And I'll just keep jumping like that and get very overwhelmed and then not do anything because I'm then in a state of overwhelm and have to regulate myself. So I've been trying to do a method that I've been calling the 3-2-1 method. At the start of the day I will pick 3 jobs and highlight them, and those will be the 3 jobs that I have to focus on. Like, those are the first 3 things that I need to get done in the day, because potentially those 3 jobs may take me longer than I think. They may also be quicker, like they may not take me as long as I think, but for starters I just need to focus on those 3 things. Once I have got those done, if I still have time left in the day, I'll then pick 2 things to do off of the list, because by that point in the day I will have probably used a lot of mental energy and not have enough brain power to go for 3 things straight away. So I'll just pick 2 things to do so it's a little less overwhelming, and then once I've done those things I will pick one more thing to do that day if I feel up to it. If I then finish that for whatever reason and want to do one more thing, I'll pick one more thing, but it kind of breaks it down in a simple way for me. At the end of the day I will have got like 6 things done off my list, which is a lot of things for me anyway. It makes it feel less overwhelming, it breaks it down, and it doesn't feel like I have to think about what needs to be necessarily prioritised first, because I'm still going to end up getting 6 things done in a day. I know that when I'm looking at the things on my list they're not doable, it's just I need to prevent myself from getting overwhelmed. Does that make sense? That's what I've been going with my to-do list. I have really enjoyed doing it that way. It has helped my head a lot. I then have a food insert which I have a few little tabs at the top of it. We have a B for breakfast, an L for lunch, and a D for dinner. At the front of the insert I have the food delivery days, which are the days that my mum gets food shopping delivered here. We obviously don't live somewhere where there's like a local shop that's easy to walk to. My local shop is about an hour's walk away. Food is a bit of a weird one for me. I'm very fussy. I kind of don't want to call it fussy because it isn't. It is more hypersensitive. My taste and smell is hypersensitive, so I find flavours and foods overwhelming sometimes. Do you see the theme here? I've been trying to work on my overwhelm. So I have very specific foods that I like, and they're usually quite basic. Starting to do a menu that I can put in my fridge and planning my meals the week ahead has been a really big weight off my shoulders. It's something that I used to do when I lived up north, and then when I moved back here it was really hard to do because I was obviously living in a completely different household routine. So I just kind of went with whatever my mum was cooking. Getting back into a point where I can cook my own foods because I have an air fryer up the hut now has meant that I have started meal planning again, and it's really nice. It's really nice. But the thing is with meal planning and writing like a menu for the week is remembering. I have an issue with remembering what food I eat and what meals that I eat. Even though I may have just eaten them the day before, I can't recall things very easily. So having the different sections with all the meals that I do eat for the different breakfast, lunch and dinner parts of the day means that when I go to write a menu, if I can't think of a meal, I can just go through these and choose one, and then obviously choose what I need to buy for those meals to put on the food shop. I'm hoping I can stick some recipes and stuff in the back of here as well when I have the ability to start cooking stuff more up the hut. The next insert is my Migraine Cow one. So this is my work insert, and this is pretty much just a brain dump for ideas and things that I have with work. So like when I'm editing a vlog, if there's things I need to link in the description, I will make a note of it in here so it's all there. I don't want to give all of this away, but I have been planning to relaunch my Patreon and planning out a collage sheet. So I have a little section in here to write down my ideas and themes and stuff, which is very exciting, and I'm really looking forward to doing this. I think it's going to be a nice like way for me to ease back into creating content and journaling and just enjoying the process again. At the end of the day, this is my job and I'm really looking forward to getting back into it. Like, you don't even know. So this is the insert where I write down all those ideas and brain dump stuff. And obviously I've decorated all my inserts, just I had fun sticking stickers on it. That's all I've done. And then the last insert in here has a little plastic thing around it. This is just my journal insert. This is my little creative journal that I have. So I have one of these plastic wallet things around it that has little card sections and then a little zip wallet. There's little notes and stuff in there from Josh and stickers and things that I've collected that I want to use in my journal. I titled it This and That because I didn't know what I was going to use it for. I wanted an insert in here for my creative outlet. And it ended up just becoming a nice little creative journal where I could create stuff and put things together, use papers, collage, play around with my stickers, my paints. A little photo of Josh. I had an extra one of these printed that didn't fit in here, so I ended up using that here. It has honestly been so nice to have this in here and have a little space to be creative again. I have missed it a lot, and I think I am going to stick to this size insert for now. I may end up going back to my like standard TN size eventually, but for now this is like the least overwhelming way for me to get back into journaling. I'm also going to be using this again at some point. This is my little junk journal. I did start using it for a junk journaling challenge. I think it was one of Meg's ones, and then obviously life happened and I didn't get to finish using it, but like I've got some really nice little pages in here, and it was all made from like papers and stuff that I was going to get rid of, and then we punched it together into a notebook with my friend Ali, who has a really cool machine that does this. So this is the other one that I want to be using as well. But that's my little planner journal, my journal planner. Honestly, I am so glad I went for this because I almost felt guilty buying this because I was like, you have loads, like you have planners, Daisy, you don't need to buy another one. But I know that the drive was there in my head, like the motivation was there to do and set up a brand new one, and I just wanted something fresh and new. I don't want to be someone who encourages buying things from China, but obviously there is a time and a place, and not everyone has lots of money to spend on stationery stuff and journaling stuff. Hopefully you enjoyed this little flip through and chatty video on my journal. If you do have any questions, as always, you can leave them down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.